Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Marco.
And I'm Erica. We're so glad you're here.
Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
And join us to learn English from beginner to advanced. Let's get started.
Welcome to the deep dive. Our goal here is, well, to cut through all the noise, really, and get straight to the essential stuff you need to know. Today, we're diving into something maybe a bit overlooked. The art of making and changing plans when you're talking to people. And look, this isn't just learning words. It's about handling these really key social moments smoothly, maintaining relationships.
Absolutely. Yeah, think of this deep dive as kind of your cheat sheet for the, let's say, the unspoken rules of scheduling. We're basically going to pull out the most practical, the most natural ways, the ways that really work, to handle those times when, schedules clash, things pop up, or you just need to adjust things. And this is so valuable, right? Whether it's just coffee with a friend or, rescheduling a big work meeting, getting this right helps you skip the awkwardness, makes things go smoother, and honestly, it builds better connections. We'll touch on some maybe surprising reasons why certain phrases just land so well. Okay, so picture this. Your day is totally jammed, something unexpected happens, a curveball, right? And suddenly the plans you made are, well, looking shaky. How do you communicate that change without causing friction? Or that, awkward feeling? Or even damaging the relationship? That's where these sort of linguistic lifelines come in. We're going to look at 3 super useful phrases, real toolkit stuff. Let's start with one that gives you a bit of breathing room. Can we push it back? Yeah, can we push it back? What's really interesting there isn't just, the literal meaning move it later. It's the psychology underneath it. See, unlike saying reschedule, which sounds maybe more formal, potentially a bigger disruption, push it back sort of suggests a smaller tweak, a minor adjustment, often less of a hassle. It kind of subtly signals, hey, we both know schedules can shift a bit. It says, I still want this to happen just a little later. That feels way less demanding than like starting over with the planning.
That's a really good point. It feels less formal, less disruptive. So if you had a meeting set for 2.0, but you realize you need, say, another hour, you could just say, hey, can we push our meeting back to 3? It sounds, casual enough, polite, and it works everywhere, right? Coffee, important work stuff. And yeah, you could technically say push it forward for earlier, but you almost always hear push it back for any kind of time change. It just implies that small, manageable shift.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. It's efficient, it's clear, but it also manages how the other person might feel. It offers a real solution to a small timing conflict, and it focuses on keeping the original plan alive, just delayed, rather than, canceling it.
Okay, but what if pushing it back isn't going to work? You need to actually cancel, step away from the commitment, but you want to do it politely, right? Without giving your whole life story. That leads us to the next really useful one. Something came up.
Ah, yes. Something came up. This one is clever. It uses what communication folks call a negative politeness strategy. Basically, by being vague, something came up. You acknowledge the other person's need to not be imposed upon, their negative face, as they say. But you still clearly signal the change. It's a really skilled way to keep things balanced socially without needing all the details. You're saying, look, something unexpected happened, I can't make it, but you're not forced to explain exactly what, which respects your own privacy too.
Right, so you don't feel pressured to make up some elaborate excuse or get into really personal stuff. You just say, hey, really sorry something came up, I won't be able to make it tonight.
Yeah.
It's polite, it's kind of honest in its vagueness, actually, and it gets the job done without oversharing.
Yeah, it's a great phrase for when you need a gentle, respectful out. It suggests it was unavoidable, unforeseen, without making the other person feel like, they weren't important. And then there's our third phrase. This one often makes people smile, I think. It really captures that spirit of flexible planning. Rain check.
Okay, rain check. I definitely use this one. A lot, probably. But I guess I never stopped to think about where it came from or why it works so well. What's the story? Why is it such a go-to phrase?
That's a great question. And yeah, the origin is pretty cool. It comes from American baseball, actually. Back in the day in the U.S., if a baseball game got rained out, canceled because of rain, you'd literally get a ticket, a rain check, that let you come back for a future game. Not a refund, but a promise of the same experience, just later. And that idea is something postponed but still guaranteed. That's exactly why it's so effective in conversation today.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. So it started with baseball tickets, but now it's for any plan you need to postpone. But, and this is key, you genuinely mean to reschedule it later. So it's not just a polite no. It actually has that built-in promise of doing it another time. Like if you're feeling sick or just swamped, you could say, ugh, I'm not feeling great tonight. Can we take a rain check? Super casual, right? Mostly used with friends, people you know well. And yeah, it keeps that door open for the future.
Precisely. It's different from something came up because rain check nearly always implies that offer to reschedule. It's baked in. It says, I still value this plan and I value spending time with you, even if right now isn't good.
Understanding them one by one is helpful, but seeing them used together, that's where you see the real skill. Let's maybe walk through a quick example, like how Jake and Sarah handle a typical schedule issue.
Okay, good idea. So imagine Jake texts Sarah, hey, still on for lunch. Sarah replies pretty quickly. First, she apologizes. That's important right off the bat. She says, so sorry, something came up at work. Notice, no details, just the phrase. Then she immediately suggests an alternative. Can we push it back to maybe 2 p.m. instead?
And Jake, being cool about it, replies, no worries. But then Sarah adds something else. She says something like, if things get too crazy here, I might need to take a rain check altogether, but I'll keep you posted. So she's not just canceling potentially. She's giving him a heads up about another possible change. But it's friendly, it's proactive, and that rain check part still implies we'll do this another time.
Exactly. Look how she uses all three ideas there.
Yeah.
Something came up. Gives her privacy about the work thing. Push it back. Offers a specific small adjustment first. And mentioning the potential rain check manages Jake's expectations really well. It shows she's thinking about his time, keeping the connection open. That's a high-level social skill right there. It's how people really talk when they're navigating these things, relaxed, respectful, focused on the relationship.
So what does all this mean for you, listening? When you want to sound more natural, more considerate, picking the right phrase really does make a huge difference. Instead of something clunky like, can we change the time? Try, hey, can we push it back a bit? It just lands better, feels more flexible, more collaborative.
Yeah, or instead of saying, maybe I can't come, I have a problem, which can sound a little stark, maybe even demanding, the natural, polite way is, so sorry something came up. It avoids oversharing, but still gets the message across. And that hint of apology is kind of built in.
And for canceling completely, let's cancel and do it another time, works. Functionally, it's clear. But mind if we take a rain check? Especially with friends or colleagues you know well, it's just so much warmer, friendlier. And again, it signals you really do want to reschedule. It's like investing in the future of that connection.
Which brings up a really crucial point, actually. It's not just the words. There's another whole layer here. Your tone, how you say it matters a lot. When you're changing plans, especially if it inconveniences someone else, your tone needs to be, well, friendly, genuinely apologetic, or at least considerate. It's part of that unspoken social agreement we have.
Oh, absolutely. Those little additions, right? Like just adding, sorry about this, or asking, hope that's okay. Or even, would that work for you? Those things transform it. It goes from just relaying information to like actually communicating with care. It shows you respect their time, their plans. You're acknowledging, hey, this might mess up your schedule a bit. That's huge.
And that really underscores the importance of tone and adding those considerate phrases. Effective communication isn't only about what you're saying. It's so much about how you say it, especially when you're managing expectations around time and plans. These phrases, push it back, something came up, rain check, they're powerful tools. But they work best when delivered in a way that builds understanding, not frustration.
So thinking bigger picture then, what does using these phrases thoughtfully, can we push it back? Something came up, rain check. What does that actually say about us? About how we respect other people's time? About those kind of unwritten rules that govern how we interact personally and professionally?
Well, beyond just the practicalities of scheduling, mastering these subtle communication tools, it really boosts your ability to build and keep strong relationships. When you handle changes gracefully, with consideration, you're doing more than just moving an appointment. You're reinforcing trust. You're showing you're reliable. Even when things go sideways, you're signaling that you value the other person. It really is about more than just the calendar. It's about the connection underneath. So maybe something for you to think about is this. How does choosing these seemingly simple phrases reflect your own social intelligence? And maybe more interestingly, how could getting really good at using them actually change how reliable, how empathetic people see you as being in the daily dance of life.
We really hope you found something useful, maybe even surprising, in this deep dive. Now it's over to you to try these out. Next time you need to adjust plans, shift a meeting, remember these phrases. And remember the power of just sounding considerate. Keep exploring all the fascinating layers of communication in your own life.